Hey guys, welcome to BLONITY. First, my little disclaimer, this is no financial advice, my own opinion and estimates. My estimates could be completely wrong. Don't trust, always verify, understand the numbers, be aware of scammers. Especially the scammers down there in the comment section. They pretend to be BLONITY and they write some WhatsApp numbers and all this BS. Please don't answer these guys. These are scammers, or these bots are scams. And you know the best how to invest your money. Please be aware that I'm invested in Hive Blockchain, Argo Blockchain, Bitfarms, HD8, K1, BIGG Blockchain, and Digihost. So I made no trades since 3 weeks or so, or 4 weeks, I don't know. The only thing I bought a little bit was BIGG Blockchain with the last paycheck a few days ago. But yeah, no trade so far. I'm still waiting for the strategy to play out. Yeah, we will see what's going on here. I have a new chart here for you. This is the Bitcoin dominance. This is the Bitcoin market cap compared to all other cryptocurrencies or altcoins, you can say. And right now it's at 56.6%. So 56.6% of the total market cap of crypto is in Bitcoin, and the rest, like 43%, is in altcoins right now. And you can see that we have this upwards trending support line here from December 2017 here. So it was 3 years here, a support, and a few days ago we broke this line here. So that means the market share of Bitcoin is dropping compared to the altcoins. And I think that was the trigger for a lot of retail investors to move from Bitcoin into altcoins. I think this could be one of the reasons why Bitcoin is right now not rising. Because it looks like a stable coin right now. It's very boring. Bitcoin at 58,000, but there are also no big drops, so every drop is bought here. I think there are a lot of whales down here, but there are also sellers here. I think this is more retail sell. They move into altcoins, for example, like Ethereum. They had a nice breakout here, or example Polkadot here. So all the altcoins are pumping right now, but usually, sometimes Bitcoin pumps first and then the altcoins follow. And sometimes it's that Ethereum, for example, starts and then Bitcoin is following. So I think it's just a matter of time. We can also see that the volume is still decreasing here. So I think when we get this breakout, this is gonna be huge. But right now nothing is happening. We have to wait still for this to happen. Also here on the MACD, since 6 days, completely flat. Also on the RSI, it's 55 to 60 here, nothing happening. So this is really very interesting. The miners, the Hive blockchain minus 3%. So they had a few good days here today, a little bit consolidating. Also had 8. They had also some nice days here, but right now again dropping here. Bitfarms looking better. I have a new resistance line here. So it seems like this resistance line here is still hard to crack here for Bitfarms. A little fake out today, but nothing big. But Bitfarms seems to wants to break out very soon here. But it's in green, like 3%. Also Argo Blockchain, 3%, 2%, 3%. Mara and Riot are consolidating a little bit here today. They had a very good week here, especially Mara. Huge increase here today. Dropping a little bit, these Nasdaq stocks. Digihost starts to rise here, so it seems like the support line here it's holding. So we are here right now. So I think it could be the beginning of a move up here. What's really disappointing right now, it's BIGG blockchain. So it's below the support line here right now. So that looks very weak. We need some good news here from BIGG blockchain. I mean, they bought Bitcoins, 220, they bought 3,000 miners. So there were a lot of good news, but the stock is doing nothing right now. Then we have K1 here in the US, 5% in green. Galaxy again moving up like 7%. So this is really very steady growth here. Very nice here for Galaxy. And then we have these crypto exchange stocks. We have Banxa, BIGG Digital assets with 15%. That's a huge day. And Voyager with -5. Not a big day for Voyager today. We will see what news do we have for these companies. But let's move on. First of all, I want to show you this chart here. These are all the exchange reserves. They are still going down. Yeah, I read an article about, yeah, this has nothing to do with the people are more hodling. This is it was about stable coins. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know exactly, but it feels like that in the bull market we have these dropping reserves. In my opinion, this makes sense that less people are trading and more people are hodling right now, but you cannot 100% sure about these charts here. There's another interesting chart from the Coinbase Pro outflow. So today in the afternoon here, there was another 12,154 bitcoins moved away from Coinbase. So there's always this, when we have these drops, there are these huge outflows here from Coinbase. Some people would say that whales are buying there, and then Coinbase removes these bitcoins. Yeah, you never know what's happening, but it seems like always when we have this drop, and today we had this drop, then we have these big outflows. Then we have some news from Digihost here. Digihost announces 105 bitcoins mined in the first quarter of 2021 and provides operations update. Yeah, we can see in January they mined 33, in February 35 bitcoins, and in March 36.5. So with their 190 petahash, so they're mining a lot of bitcoins. That's very good. The cost approximately are 15,000 per BTC, but the all-in cost they say here. So we know that Digihost has not the most efficient miners, so they have still some old S9s. But you can see with the price of 58,000, they are still very profitable. And yeah, they're mining at 15,000, so they have a huge gross mining margin. And we can see the balance sheet here. They have 256 bitcoins right now on the balance sheet. So they are hodling all the bitcoins. And the value is approximately like 15 million US dollars. So that looks very nice here for Digihost, in my opinion. Yeah, and what were the highlights here? They closed approximately 29 million in equity finance, upgraded its exchange listing in the US from the OTC pink sheets to the OTC QB, increased the company's potential hash rate capacity to 3 exahash through the conditional acquisition of a 60 megawatt power plant in upstate New York. So I was talking 2 weeks ago or so with the CEO. He told me it's a gas-fired power plant here. Yeah, I mean the 3 exahash, this is the potential. You first need the miners, we know this. Yeah, so we will see how much miners additional do they get. I think it's maybe later this year or at the beginning of next year. We will see. But yeah, then they acquired like 700 S17 Plus with 76 terahash per miner, which is a very good miner. And they will be operational in mid-April. So these miners were not cheap. But yeah, hash rate is not cheap right now. We know it because it's very, yeah, you can generate a lot of revenue with this. You know this. Yeah, then they had the repayment of all debt. Like 4 million US dollars, so they have no debt anymore. So I think I really like this company. It's a small cap miner. They try to expand, or they're expanding. They hodl the bitcoins. They seem to mine a lot of bitcoins here, and they increased their bitcoins here, the mined bitcoins. So I really like this one, and I hope this Digihost can make a huge move. I mean, when you look at the chart here, this was in February. We had this huge increase here in a very few days. That was really crazy. I was in here, but I sold here and I missed this one. So I think it's now the second chance for me to get into this. I'm now very big into Digihost, and I hope this one can make a huge move. We will see. Yeah, let's move on. Then we have Riot Blockchain. There are always news right now from these US miners like Mara and Riot. The Riot Blockchain announces appointment of Megan Brooks as Chief Operating Officer and appointments to the roles of Vice President Capital Markets and Vice President Finance. So yeah, we have Megan Brooks. She's now the COO. We have Ryan Bernard joins as Vice President Finance, and Phil McPherson joins Riot as VP Capital Markets. So yeah, they're building their teams right now, which is very important to have the right people in this company to make this growth happening, to get all these connections there you need as a Bitcoin miner. So that looks very good here for Riot. So in my opinion, they're making the right steps here. Okay, then I want to talk a little bit about these crypto exchanges like Voyager, for example. So at the beginning of these months, we always get these numbers, these metrics from these companies, so we can compare this a little bit. So that's very good here. They have here this little table here. So they tell us, but first, the company has the following key metrics as of March 31st. Assets under management exceeded 2.4 billion US dollars. Total funded accounts at the end of March were over 270,000. Total verified users on the platform were over 1 million. So they have a huge growth here. We can see the net deposits here are growing. Right now in March it was 650 million. From February 400 million to 650 million. So that's a big increase here. New funded accounts, we can see it's also a big growth. And what's also very important are the new verified users, which is also a big growth here in March. We can see that in January the principal value traded was 840 million. In February 1.6 billion. So that was approximately like the 1x here from 800 to 1,600 million. In March the growth was on relative terms not that big, from 1.6 to 2.5 billion, but on absolute term it's a big growth. And yeah, March was you see it on the Bitcoin chart and on the volume. It was not a good trading month for Bitcoin, I think, because the volume was going down. There were no crazy price action. I think maybe that's why the stock of Voyager is a little bit down today, because people expected some more growth. It would be better to have always the double of the month before, so like from 800 million to 1.6 billion to 3.2 billion. Yeah, but to be honest, in April, when we get, for example, a breakout, this could make huge move, these numbers. So I really like this transparency here. This shows us what growth do we have. I really like these crypto exchanges, and I will move into them in the next correction when I have a little bit cash on the hand. Because the stocks are doing very good. I try to learn about these companies. I know a lot about mining companies, but not that much about these crypto exchanges. But I made an analysis about Voyager 3 months ago or 2 months ago, and about Banxa 2 months ago on Patreon. And I told my Patreons that it could be a good investment. I was not invested there. But I think a lot of you guys made some money with these stocks. That I hope this for you guys. So then we have Banxa. They also reported some numbers here. They have 400 million in transaction for the 9-month period ended March. So the 9-month period is not interesting for me right now. Record March quarter transaction of 205 million. So record March quarter, I think this is for the quarter, the 205 million. Record transactions of 79.5 million in the month of March. So I think this is the important number here. I checked the February numbers. It was 70 million, so it's now 79.5 million. I think it's Canadian dollars. So there was also not a big increase. It was an increase, but it was not that big. Yeah, but March was not a strong trading month in my opinion, and there is still some growth. So we can see it here. The company recorded 7.5 million. Oh, sorry, it's it's Australian dollars, but it's close to Canadian dollars from the value here. In total transactions, up 30% since last month. It's growing. We need also for these exchanges a big breakout. Yeah, then we have this BIGG Digital assets, which has it's 15% up here right now. So it's only growing, this company. A lot of YouTubers, of my YouTubers here in the comments, they told me, and a lot of patrons told me, I think maybe the same people, that I should move into BIGG Digital assets. And yeah, I should have done this because this stock is really, it's only growing. To be honest, I found no news right now, so maybe they have also good numbers, but there are no news out there. I cannot find it. Maybe you can tell me in the comment section what are the news, or is it just is it just a breakout? I don't know, without news. But that looks very strong here from BIGG Digital Assets, which is the third of my exchange here I'm following right now. So that looks very interesting. So I really like this when you can compare these numbers, and with this miners, you have all this hash rate and this mining profitability and all these things, and with these exchanges you have these growth numbers, you have the transactions, because in the next financials you will see how much revenue can they generate from, let's say, $1 million in transaction. Is it 1%? Is it 2%? And then you can make easy calculations about revenue, about income, and all these things. So I think that's one of my next topics in June or so, when I go full time to do all this stuff here, to do this research. I will create a model to compare these exchange stocks here. I think they are really interesting and could be very easy to calculate the revenues and all these things. Yeah, then I had a little discussion with the CEO today here on Twitter from Gryphon Digital Mining. So yeah, they tell here this creating the industry leader in Bitcoin mining. Our vision is to develop and use economically viable renewable off-grid energy. So they have a website here. I checked a little bit this one. It looks like they're starting right now. They say they have a lot of capacity there, all green energy, and they ordered a lot of miners, but they're not enough details for me right now. I think it's also not publicly traded right now, this could be another company we can follow here, but it's very early. I think we'll have to wait a little bit here to get more information. But yeah, this is also a new miner, or they want to be a new miner here in the United States. I think they have they want to have a facility there in New York State, there where for example Digihost or Riot Blockchain is located there. There's a lot of hydropower. We can look into this soon, I think so. Let's move on. Yeah, the difficulty right now, it's close to 0. The estimated next difficulty change, 0.2% or 0.3 increase here within 9 days. So this can change here, but it will not be a big difficulty change, which is good for the miners. Okay, let's check the data here. Transaction fees are not crazy in Bitcoin or in Ethereum. So yeah, there's not a lot of trade happening right now. You can see this. Bitcoin 107 Bitcoins per day, and transaction fees in Ethereum 12,500. But the reward, you can see here, Bitcoin is generating 58 million a day for all the miners in the world, and Ethereum 55 million. So they're both very profitable. We can see hash rate. Bitcoin is at 170 exahash, Ethereum above 500 terahash. And yeah, the mining profitability at 34 cents per day per terahash, and in Ethereum at close to 11 cents per day per megahash. So nothing special here. Let's move on. Then we have Plan B here. He tweeted today, now that all PI Cycle, Wave, Rainbow, and UPL fans have sold their Bitcoin, it is probably time for institutions to resume buying into Q2. There were a lot on YouTube, and so there were a lot of people saying, maybe that was the temporary top or so of this bull cycle. And I think there's a lot of selling going on right now in retail, because the people feel not safe because of all these chart analysis here and all these things. I mean, you will always find a chart which suggests this is the top. I mean, it could be the top, it's possible, but I personally, I don't think so. I would be not invested if I would think this is the top here. I think this is just the beginning of this bull run. I think you know that I'm following the stock to flow. I read all these papers about this, and it really makes sense to me. And it has proven in the past and in this bull run so far that it holds a lot of value, in my opinion. So I'm not concerned here. I will stay invested. But you never know. But I think we're really at the start. Then we have Michael Saylor 2 days ago or so, he bought again Bitcoins at the price of 59,000, like 253 Bitcoins. So that's not big, but he uses every cash he has to buy Bitcoin, so he's not concerned about a dropping price or so. He does not care about the price. He says this is all noise. I think he's a real he has a big vision here about Bitcoin. He understands it, and he knows that only like a little bit more than 2 million Bitcoins more will mined ever. A lot of Bitcoins will be stored in cold storage and will never see light again, or for many years. So there are not so much Bitcoin anymore out there. So the exchange reserves are shrinking. And yeah, the mined Bitcoins, I mean, the last Bitcoin will be mined in the year 2140. So in 120 years, the last Bitcoin will be mined. And yeah, I mean, it's only 2 million until for the next 120 years or so, a little bit more than 2 million, I think. So that's not a lot of Bitcoins, especially when you have like more than 40 or 50 million millionaires in the world. So when everyone wants Bitcoin, I think this will happen. Not this bull run, but maybe the next. Or I think then we are really mainstream. So in 4 or 5 years, I think then you will see a real supply shortage. But we will see this in this bull run too. But yeah, maybe only 10% of the world or so will have Bitcoin at the end of this bull run or so. I don't know. Let's move on. Then we can see here Bitcoin miners are now accumulating instead of selling. I think you know this chart already, but you can see here that this graph here it's growing. So these are the wallets which Glassnode thinks they belong to Bitcoin miners. I don't know how they generate the numbers, so we have to be always a little bit careful with all these charts here. But I think this is the trend. We can see it with our miners too, that they are all hodling. Like, for example, Digihost, we have the numbers today. They hodl every Bitcoin, or Hut 8, or Riot, or Mara. They all told us that they will hodl. And yeah, it makes sense here for me. So yeah. So that looks very bullish for these mining companies. All these investors are waiting for a Bitcoin breakout here. I cannot tell you when this happens. I think right now Bitcoin is a stable coin, but at some point this will change. The volatility will be back, and yeah, these mining stocks will move again. That's what I think. That's why I stay invested. I'm not concerned here. I have seen this before. I was in the bear market 3 years. Nothing happened here. It was very boring. Yeah, but it paid off here. And yeah, you have to deserve it, to the money. You have to be patient, and then the money comes to you. I think so. Okay, guys. So I think that's it for today. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.